Hey guys, so I am now 17 weeks pregnant today, actually. It's Thursday, and Thursday is like my mile marker day that I have to look forward to every week that marks a new week in pregnancy. So, kind of cool having a day to look forward to other than Friday and Saturday. I'm always amazed by how quickly Thursday gets here. I feel like it was just last Thursday, so it's kind of cool how quickly pregnancy is going, but scary at the same time. Things are going well. We had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and my husband was there. He didn't really need to go. It was kind of just routine. We heard the baby's heartbeat, which was exciting because it was the first time we heard the baby's heartbeat because in January, it couldn't quite hear it yet. So, made me cry, of course. It was 143 beats per minute, which I think is totally normal. She said it should be anywhere from 120 to 160, so 143 is perfect. Yeah, I think there's like an old wives' tale, like if it's high, it's a boy, if it's low, it's a girl or something like that. But I don't know, we don't really pay attention to those. We're definitely dead set in being surprised. Yeah, so what else happened at the doctor's? I asked tons of questions. Yeah, I feel like lately I've been consumed with learning everything possible about natural childbirth versus epidural. I've been on YouTube typing in some things and I just got it in my head over the weekend before we went to the doctor's appointment that I wanted to do a natural unmedicated childbirth. It is a goal of mine. I really, really hope I can do it. But I think that, a natural physiological birth is the best way. After watching the documentary, I'm not sure if many of you guys have seen it. It's called The Business of Being Born. I watched that over the weekend along with a bunch of other videos on YouTube. I've listened to podcasts and I don't know. It seems like natural childbirth, you're more connected to the experience, even though it's painful. So yeah, you really are connected. But it kind of like it helps your body produce the natural hormones like oxytocin and a whole bunch of other ones with huge names that I can't remember. And it kind of helps the labor go faster. And when you get an epidural, it slows it down a little bit. And of course, there's risks with the mother and the child. Not too many, but still it kind of tampers with the natural emotions or hormones and what's supposed to happen. And apparently, like at the pushing stage, your body produces like an ejection response that helps it go quick. But if you're on drugs all doped up, that doesn't really happen. And also it could interfere with breastfeeding. It could interfere with the bonding afterwards with the baby and the natural high you're supposed to get and the bonding. So, I don't know, just things like that. Look into it if you're interested too. There's so many good sources out there, lots of good information, but I've just been completely obsessed with that this weekend. So, I really want to try to make that happen. And there's tons of videos on YouTube of natural home births. I'm not doing a home birth. I'm probably going to aim for a natural hospital birth. But the hospital that I'm going to, I've heard a lot of people had bad experiences there. They're very clinical, as they would be with a big hospital. Very drug emphatic. They emphasize the drugs and they really try to push it on you because they're trying to make money and they're just trying to get things done the quick, easy way. And Pitocin, here's some morphine to sleep, here's an epidural, and then that doesn't work, so let's keep giving you more, like a cycle. And I feel like I really want to try to do natural, but being in a hospital is still good just in case complications come up and I need some sort of dire intervention, not an unnecessary intervention, but something that I need. I want to be in the right environment for that too. So, I've been looking into doulas, which are supposed to really help you stick to your original birth plan. And put you first and keep you in mind and remind you that what you're going through is normal, and massage your back and give you counter pressure and tell you new positions when you're hurting, and really just be there the whole time as your like emotional support. And there's all this research showing that people that hire doulas within a hospital setting, they're, 60% less likely to use an epidural and all these other stats. They're 40% less likely to go with Pitocin to induce labor, and they're, all things like that. So we interviewed one last night, and she was really sweet. She does placenta encapsulation too, which is a new idea that I'm learning about. Apparently, when you put your placenta into pill form after you give birth, it really helps with postpartum because you get your iron levels back up through your blood. It's a part of your body. You are able to kind of wean off the pregnancy hormones instead of just going from all these pregnancy hormones to nothing after you give birth, which is really hard and stressful for a lot of women. But if you're taking, placenta capsules, it could help you wean off those pregnancy hormones a little bit easier. But we really like the doula. We seem to have a personality match, and doulas are cheaper than I thought they would be. So, she was asking for $700, and a lot of insurance companies partially reimburse too, so I have to look into that. But I just feel like I need all the help I can get, especially if I want to go natural. Of course, I'm going to have my mom there. Of course, I'm going to have my husband, and they're all going to be great support systems and cheering me on. But I feel like a doula, has been through it. Like, she had 2 kids. She's done the natural childbirth thing. She's trained in what's supposed to happen physiologically, and she's aware of when things aren't normal and are normal, so she can kind of encourage me. She can remind me of my positive affirmations that I'll be practicing for hypnobirthing, which is another thing I'm learning all about. Apparently, it's when you really learn these deep relaxation techniques during natural childbirth and practice deep breathing. You kind of go into a trance, into labor land, and you just, you don't think of it as pain. You think of it as intensity and a natural part of what's happening. You're reminded to think of your baby too. It's not just you that's hurting or, going through this experience. It's also your baby working very hard to be born. Instead of calling it a contraction, you use the word surge, and just changing the terminology and changing the way you think of childbirth changes the experience and makes it a lot less unpleasant. There's all sorts of positive affirmations you're supposed to remind yourself of, and I don't know, there's YouTube videos on that too of people having hypnobirths, and they look very calm and peaceful. So I'm gonna try to do that, maybe take a couple classes in May. So yeah, I think, I don't know, I'm trying to think of anything else. I guess along the same lines of the natural childbirth, we're going on a tour, just in case I want to change out of a hospital. We're going on a tour in March at a birthing center that has a really good reputation, and they have a very home-like environment with midwives instead of OBs. And they have a tub there in case you want to do a water birth. Things like that. So it seems like a really good, interesting place. Gonna do a tour there, and I think they have my due date available. So we'll see. I might end up not using a hospital, but I don't know. I still gotta figure it out. It's so much to think about, and I'm researching all these things. My mom, she says, you're thinking too much. You just gotta go with the flow. But really, I think it's okay to research a lot. You're having a baby. You research when you buy a new TV or a new car. Why can't you research stuff about childbirth or having a baby? It's good to be prepared, and it makes me feel better, and it's part of what I need to do, and it kind of relaxes me, I guess, if I know my information and what my plan is. So yeah, that's, what are we up to? 9 minutes, already going really far past, but nothing else abnormal. I haven't felt any movement. I haven't had any cravings, except I eat a lot. The sheer volume has gone up. I've gained 8.5 pounds since before I got pregnant. Like, I actually went to the gyno while I was pregnant, but I didn't know it yet. And so they weighed me there. And so I'm using that weight as my start weight, which I was only like 3 weeks pregnant, which basically I was still waiting for my period. But I'm using that weight instead of the weight that they clocked me in at my first appointment, which was 8 weeks in the pregnancy. So, but since my very first like gyno exam, I've gained 8.5 pounds, which I guess is normal, but it feels like a lot. It's kind of weird seeing a number that you've never seen on a scale before, but I guess it's going to continue to happen, and it's a completely normal thing. I'll lose it, whatever. But, oh yeah, I just remembered another good thing about doulas is they help with prenatal appointments and go over your birth plan. Mine has a lending library of all these books and CDs. And then she helps with postpartum care. She does a postpartum visit like 4 days after you give birth to help with like breastfeeding, which I think is really good, all for that one price. So yeah, I think we're going to actually end up with a doula, so that'll be good. And she lives real close, so she might turn into a friend for life. So we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, so I can't think of anything else, and I don't want to take this any longer. So I'm going to show you my bump, and then, yeah, I'll say goodbye. So there it is. A lot of people think that I'm sitting low, and I agree. I can't wait until I pop out, and it looks like I have a round belly. I bought a lot of tweener clothes at Target, like not quite maternity clothes for when I'm huge, but clothes that are still loose and, comfortable for when I can't fit comfortably into my old clothes, which is kind of the stage that I'm at now. So that's what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like leggings and this long, loose sweater. But yeah. All right. See you later.